Yeah.
So listen, before we head over to Patreon, I do want to have a brief conversation because I think this is huge news, and it's something that we talked about ad nauseum, courtesy of me and then B Show. There was some pretty big thing that happened this week as far as streaming goes. Sort of out of nowhere, we found out that Netflix was releasing Godzilla Minus One universally in every country. I think they did it overseas first, and in the UK, possibly, and definitely in Asia and stuff like that. So people finally got to see Godzilla Minus One. It is now available on Netflix. But now, before this isn't what we wanted to talk about, but I do want to say this: by default, it is subtitled, dubbed. So if you are going to watch it, switch it over to the original Japanese. The American version of watching this is so absurd and ridiculous. That being said, it kind of once again was in the fucking conversation in entertainment news because B Show, it kind of did something that's never been done before.
It debuted at #1 on both Netflix and iTunes at the same time,
Yeah.
setting a record. And honestly, I feel really happy because, we really took, I don't want to say took a chance, but we found out about this movie being fans of Godzilla. We both went to see it. We've been talking about how fucking good it is. It is nice to be redeemed a little bit. You know what I mean? You're telling people how good it is, and then sometimes
wins an Academy Award, and then
yeah. Sometimes these movies, we watch them, they go into the wasteland and no one sees them, and it's like, fuck, that was good. This one fucking made it, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Now, Shah, you still haven't watched it, right?
No, I'm waiting for the physical release to come out, and I think they're waiting for Godzilla X Kong to be released. They don't want to compete with the other Godzilla.
Yeah, because that's currently streaming as well.
Well, I'm talking about physical. I think they're going to wait for that to be released first, and then they're going to do the Godzilla Minus One.
Yeah, for sure. So, listen, I mean, this movie had such a big impact on me and B Show. Like, it really, really did. Right? It just did. It really did. Now, I want to point out they are going to re-release it in black and white as well. There's a release date for that. Yeah. Nice. Most people who saw it really got into it. We're talking about it, sharing scenes from it. I constantly see it in the conversation. But yeah, there is a vindication here. I thought the Academy Award was super vindication. Now, I want to say this. My brother Mike, who has been doing this for a very long time, he's sort of like, in a lot of ways, he's a combination of all three of us. My brother Mike, he is. He's the physical collector of Shah. Like he's a physical media collector. He's been doing writing his own sort of hardcore, his own sort of horror podcast, B Show, going back long before any of us were together, doing stuff like that. And he also is very familiar with the overall film genre. He works in the industry, in his real life and stuff like that. And him and I have very similar tastes as far as, artistic films. He thought it was just okay. Like, he didn't dislike it in any way. He just thought it was a little boring. And I'm wondering, B Show, do you think because the hype was so extreme for so long, between the release hype and how much money it made hype and how it stayed in theaters hype and then it went black and white hype and then it got nominated for Academy Award hype, but then it won the Academy Award hype and now it's the Netflix hype. Do you see a like that as a way to go, well, this is almost impossible for somebody to live up to the hype,
Probably because we all fell victim to it at some point with some movie down the road.
Yeah.
What was it? Late Night with the Devil. Shah said that too. Everyone's saying it's great, and it's like, okay, it's
very
okay.
different kind of hype, though.
Yes.
You cannot compare these hypes.
That's what I'm saying. This is even on a whole other.
Oh, this was if you don't like this, you're an idiot. Like, people were seeing it 3-4 times. Mm-hmm. It stayed an extra 6 weeks in theaters. It it made, what did it make? Be like 120 million on 15 on 12.
Like that?
Yeah,
it was made
monster.
for 15. It made $100 million.
Less than 15. The final verdict is it's 12. That's what they're saying now.
Okay.
It's 12.
So, dude, I'll tell you how impactful it is. I was watching pieces of it because I didn't have time this week. I was getting up early, working out, and while I was cooling down, I was watching pieces of it. I've seen this movie. I know how it turns out. During the last scene, I'm not going to spoil anything, I got choked up watching it. Even though I knew what was going to happen. Yeah. It just was so fucking impactful, man.
Yeah. Oh. Shah, I think you should try to check it out before the physical media version. But also, if you held out for the black and white, damn.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait for the physical, man. Honestly, I haven't gone to the movie theater in a while, and I've just been waiting for movies to get released on physical. So, I know next week that Immaculate movie's coming out on physical, so I'm gonna
Yes.
watch that for the first time.
I need to see that. I need to see
Yeah.
Mac. I missed it in theaters.
I got The Omen already pre-ordered.
Oh wow.
And what was that other? Stop Motion is coming in next week too.
Stop Motion is now on something show. It's on Shudder. Yeah, I need to try to watch that. I'm trying to squeeze in some movies this weekend, but because the weather I think is going to be shitty. So if that's the case, I'm going to be playing my Grand Theft Auto online and fucking watching horror movies.